morning, you fantastic people. Hope you're doing fantastic this morning. Hope you're all doing well. Got my holiday swag on today. All right, and let's get this thing popping just the way I want it to be. All right, Streamlabs normally got it nice and set up. But there we go. Now we get a little bit of play. Now we get some play. How are you all doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. If you are in a Western European country or in a West country where you are celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day to all of you guys. Today is a wonderful day for family and friends. Everybody loves Thanksgiving except for the turkey, as my son is fond of saying. So, looking at the charts, guys, a little bit of a boring day today. You know, I've got a couple ideas. I had a dream last night, and as I was dreaming last night, my dream was that, well, first off, I dreamt that I woke up to 2 DMs in Discord that I did wake up to, and I don't know if that was, I don't know, but I woke up to exactly what I thought I was going to see. And then I had a dream last night where while I was sleeping, Bitcoin just pumped up to $12,000. So, you know, 1 out of 2 isn't bad. Again, as a trader looking for a 50% success ratio, and it's the risk management that lets your losses be small and your wins be large. That's kind of the way we do it. But hey, man, you never know. And for you tinfoil hat people out there, I don't know. The day that most people are away from the charts seems like the day that all the money handlers would try to do something significant. However, you know, they tend to be lazy sometimes, so we'll just see what we're doing. So we'll just start off today's analysis as we always do, guys. Let's head over to CoinFarm and look at BitMEX sentiment, all right? Again, we're always trading off sentiment, looking at what people in the market are actually doing. BitMEX sentiment, we do have the shorts in the dominance with 20 million additional contracts than the longs. However, it's still that 50-50 ratio, guys. Nothing massive, no massive movements until we see the shorts or the longs go one way or the other. Now, looking at the last 30 minutes here on the significant trades chart, we do see that in just 2 minutes ago, we saw 4.725 million longs pile in, trying to be countered right now with the 2 million. So we do see the short stepping in over the last 5 minutes, 68% dominance to the longs, 10 minutes, 67. So we can see that over the last hour, we can see the longs picking up over the last hour, the longs picking up, trying to move price up a little bit. Let's take a look at the bid wall. Here we are at 44.50. Nothing really highly above us, guys. We've got some buy stops up here at 45.51, but really our order book support isn't really down here until our 44.29s, all right? Until our 44.20 level. So not a lot of interest in keeping price at the current level at the 44.50. Looking at order book analysis, most likely, again, there's not a whole lot of resistance on the order books right now, but we'll just see as we get closer to that. We'll see as we get closer to that. All right, looking at our depth chart right here as well, looking at orders being filled. Yeah, we see the shorts immediately stepping in right now to kind of cramp that down. So let's go over and take a look at XBT USD. Again, sorry, I'm kind of running a little bit behind. I had my kids, you know, this morning, and you guys know how it is. It's all wild, crazy, fun, family-filled adventures here. Got my new template because obviously you guys know that we are playing with M59's fantastic new indicators, the Volatility Channel Index and the BFXLS, Delta and longs versus shorts. All right, so let's take a look here. So looking at the BitMEX chart, we can see that longs, just in the 15-minute chart, longs just skyrocketed pretty significantly. And I was saying that over the last hour. So here's the hourly right here. Here's the last hour on the 15-minute chart. And longs really started spiking up here in a net position. That means shorts covering or longs entering. This to me says that we're most likely to go down. Now, zooming out, we can see that longs have been on a little bit of a rise, which is natural as price moves up. Now, this was an anomaly that we were talking about yesterday. We see this pretty significant drop off in longs right here, or shorts covering. And however, I was able to find out from a couple people that I was talking to on Discord yesterday that what actually happened. And I think there's an article about this out there, but you know, I'm not super a news guy. I mean, you show me the charts and I'll tell you what the news is. So we saw a drop off here of about 5,000. An individual on Bitfinex had a 5,000 BTC long position opened up that he had held open long for a long time. And what he did is he claimed his position. For those of you who aren't familiar with what claiming is, basically that means that you use your own margin to cover your leverage, and that allows you to keep your position open spot, but no longer as a leveraged position. So it essentially puts you in a 1x long position. Now, again, this is just the psychology of an individual with 5,000 BTC. Doesn't mean he's any smarter. Doesn't mean he's not a retail trader. It just means he has a lot of money. Doesn't mean he's not going to be, it doesn't mean that he's going to manage it well and that he's not going to lose it like most retail traders are at this point in time. However, it is interesting, and some people were saying, well, that's signs at the bottom, signs at the bottom. All right, let's take an overview here and let's look at the hourly chart, because here's what I want to say, guys. Here's what concerns me about this. What concerns me about this being the bottom is even here on the hourly chart, which is where I'm kind of looking as my canary in the coal mine for are we going to get a breakout movement to the upside. We see our 55 period moving average, and we've been continually rejected by this since the initial decline. And just looking at long shorts ratios over here, this would have been an excellent time, obviously, to short, hindsight being 2020, as always, as traders. And then we came down and we formed this area. Now, here's the thing, guys. You have to keep this in mind. The market only gives you one opportunity to buy the bottom, only one opportunity to buy the bottom. And usually it's like a 5-minute window. The market is not so generous to give you 3 goddamn days to buy the bottom here. All right, so we're looking at continuing to stretch out, tightening into this period of, who's texting me? All right, tightening into this period, this range of consolidation. Now, this does start to look, I mean, there are signs that this could be accumulation. We do see a massive spike in shorts here. Obviously, we're trading against retail. We see another, but here's what I'm talking about. Right at this candle right here, we see this massive spike in buy sells, which is the same. The way that Delta is calculated, buy sells, is that a long entering into position is a buy, but a short covering is also a buy. So we see that occur right here at the top. Okay, that's not that is actually a smart move. But we actually, as I said, if we look at that correlated with our long shorts net over here, which is our greenish little baby indicator here, that was the anomaly of that whale dropping those 5K BTC down to cover his margin position. So obviously this was an intelligent short down to this level, but we didn't see a significant spike in buying. In fact, what we saw was people attempting to short the bottom as well, as retail traders always do. So when we see, generally, this is the one time, very, very, very rarely will retail get it right. So retail was finally able to actually short the top here. And retail, but we see retail short of the bottom, we see retail short of the bottom, and price moved against them. So we're always looking to do what retail is not doing. We're always looking to do the opposite of what retail is doing, and that is what's going to make us more effective in our trading strategy, guys. So thank you guys, first off, for tuning in, joining us from around the world. I know it's Thanksgiving, so I'm very grateful to you guys spending your Thanksgiving with me today, just for a little bit of time, guys. If you don't mind, I'm going to check out... let's see here. I've got this open, so let's pop open, boom, just like this. And let's see how many people we got going on. Again, we are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube, Periscope, and Mixer, guys. So, 23 people watching us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us again. It was a Thanksgiving. I knew it would be a slow day, but I very much appreciate you guys taking the time to join us. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell so you're notified every time we go live, which is every morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and often on the weekends at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and sometimes throughout the weeks at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Usually in the evenings, we're talking news and fundamentals. Always in the mornings, we usually put in our good 2 hours of good old technical analysis and sentiment analysis, guys. Make sure you guys smash that like button, keeps us on the air. All right. So, getting back to the chartsies here. Now let's go back and look at the spot market right here. So looking at the daily chart again, we had talked about this quite a while ago. And again, guys, I knew that we had a bunch of lines here if we look on our lower time frames, but let's just go ahead and see what we had here. Now up here, we were talking about this once we came down into this area right here. I was looking, actually, if we look at the lower time frames, on stream, when we first had the bounce down, we were right here, we were right here, and we were right here, and we were talking about buying the dip, and we were able to exit positions here fairly much at break even, which is just fine. However, again, and I'll go on record continuing to say this, and I know that this is counter to what a lot of people are saying, but I'm continuing to add to my spot position as a long-term investment in Bitcoin as price continues to move down. I think overall, if you look at risk to reward ratio, and I've charted this out many times, even if price goes down to 2,000 or 1,800, your downside potential from current price area is around 50 to 60%, okay? We're already almost 80% down from the all-time high. That is the typical retracement from a Bitcoin bear market. Now, the bear market can last for a couple more years, 6 more months, 9 more days, or 12 hours. Nobody knows, and anybody who tells you that they do know is lying. And I wish I would have been able to, put that sound effect in at just the right time. Let me try that again. If anybody tells you that they know, they're lying. All right, so playing around with the soundboard. All right, so but we had charted this line down here quite a while ago, guys, at 43.86. I drew this line when we were up here, and that corresponds to several things. First off, if we go look at our higher time frames, let's look at the 12-hour chart. We do see that for a majority of the year, we were trading in this descending channel. All right, now I'm not a big channel, guys. I know that there are other technical analysts out there, very popular on certain platforms, and that they put a lot of weight, a lot of stock into these channels. In fact, I actually have a Trading Crypto 101 video on our Trading Crypto 101 playlist called How to Trade Pitchforks Introduction, which is a powerful thing. And all these parallel channels are just very simplified pitchforks. I prefer the mathematics behind the pitchforks. I think they make more sense, but respecting Fibonacci retracements and Fibonacci channels. But I put this stuff up here, guys, the same way that sometimes they'll do Elliott waves, because I've studied all this stuff. I understand it. But the reality of the fact is that the way that I make money and the way that I see successful traders make money is very, very simple things, man. Again, I use my EMAs. I use my RSI and my Fisher transform to identify overbought and oversold positions, and I look at price action, and I consistently execute based off what I see, and it's staying disciplined to that strategy that allows you to make money. Now, in recent years, I have upped my game because I've become fascinated with studying market psychology and sentiment analysis, and now there are some fantastic tools and educational videos out there on how to use these things, and we've been growing as a group with using sentiment analysis and seeing how powerful it is. So looking at longs versus shorts and looking at volatility, I think, is a fantastic addition to our trading toolbox here, guys. Man, oh, you guys didn't hear the sound effect? Did you hear it now? The sound effect worked yesterday. And again, if I had to call a wave, what wave do I believe BTC is in? In the accumulation wave. Again, man, we can do the Elliott wave stuff if you want, but I find that it tends to only work in hindsight, and it doesn't actually allow you to make a whole lot of money. So I don't really see the point in charting something out that I don't fundamentally believe in.
It just takes what it wants.
I fundamentally believe in Honey Badger. Sorry, Alex. I will allow that link. Somebody must have covered it up. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. All right, so, all right, guys, sorry, let's get into the TA, all right? But I just wanted to point that out, that we did fall down to that level that we have been talking about for quite a while. Right at the top of that descending channel, the top line of the descending channel, we were able to close a daily channel below it, but then we immediately spiked back up and closed barely above it, and now coming back down. So again, this does not look fantastic to me, because it's looking like we're going to get, as I've said before, a 3 inside of 1 candle, depending on how today and tomorrow play out. So here we have these two very powerful, this bearish engulfing candle, and then this bearish minor indecision doji. But this to me is to me, this is a strong bearish candle because of the wick to the upside and the wick to the downside. And then we have an inside daily bar candle. And now we're having another inside daily bar candle, and that's a 3 inside of 1 pattern. If we are able to close another daily candle inside of that range, then that's a very bearish signal, and we're able to go down. We see kind of the same thing here, where we see 3 black crows following a very bearish engulfing candle right here. Now, even though there is a nice long tail on it, and we do see a reversal candle right here, there's no follow through on the volume. As you can see, most individuals shorted right here. And then when we do get the reversal candle, that reversal candle is only going to play out if we see a significant spike in volume as well. And we see that it did not construe with the previous spike in volume. And look at the shorts. Look at the buys and sells here on Bitfinex, guys. Everybody entered into their short on this candlestick right here. And there was not enough. There was still so many spot market sellers that had ammunition that we weren't able to see the same thing here. So the mark price, the market speculators on leveraged contracts were not able to depress the price enough to expect a significant bounce. And you can see that on our daily chart, we've done nothing but receive complete rejection from our fastest EMA, our 8-day exponential moving average. Not very good, guys. That is a very bearish sign. And now we're seeing, looking like we're seeing this 3 inside of 1. What really concerns me about this, and the reason why I think we will be going lower, most likely, is the fact that the market does not give you this much opportunity to buy the bottom. So now, although there is this differentiation from looking at the bottom to current price, yes, that's a 10% difference, but we know to Bitcoin, that's not a whole lot of differentiation. Yeah, sure, people are making 100% gains, and if you guys have been part of the Discord, we've made some fantastic calls over the last few days. Now, I have been hella busy myself, so my only contribution is if we go and take a look at here, I'll go ahead and take a look at it, and I actually need to update it. I've just been so busy with everything going on. But we'll go ahead and let me edit this over here, browser, and we'll look at November premium tracking signals. Here we go. So here's the current tracking signal for the Cracking Crypto Trading Group for the month of November. We can see that our first week was okay, a 10% profit. Our second week was actually pretty terrible because we got stopped out on a lot of alts. We were playing a lot of alts. Our third week, however, we really made up for it here with our leverage positions, guys. So we had a nice, again, I called my initial leverage short from the top around 5,500, which is where we recommended to enter. I told people, I was very clear about the fact that I was entering in a 3x leverage short, but that was because of the amount of capital that I was putting behind it. So 5,600 or so. Oh no, so this was the other day on the stream. My bad. The 3x leverage short is actually still open. Depending on how people played the 10x last short that we called, that was 90% played, and then XRP Z18. And actually, this is not updated because Alex called a fantastic Bitcoin Cash short the other day, and I think that's a 40 or 50% trade that we were putting in the books there, guys. So doing pretty good on the tracking sheet. Got to add the latest. We're in week 4 here, so got to add that latest Bitcoin Cash call, and we're in 2 altcoins right now, as well as a couple other longer term picks that we're continuing to accumulate for. So not doing too bad there. So. Again, guys, the fact that we are still staying low in this range that most people are being lured into accumulating on, I don't know. We do see a nice spike in buying here on the 12-hour chart, but we don't see a significant amount of longs entering, and that concerns me. So we're not seeing the follow through on this movement. Look, we've got on the 12-hour chart, we've got a 5 inside of 1. All right, extremely bearish. Now you have to keep that into fact with the 2 of these equal a day. So here's a 1 inside of 1. Here's a 2 inside of 1. 2 more of these bad boys consolidating right along the top of this channel and not seeing a significant bounce back up, guys. When the market bottoms, you expect to get a fairly significant move back up to retest resistance. And again, I've been saying that for a while that we need to. I mean, we didn't even when we fell from 6,000, 5,800, we entered into this bearish pennant and we just broke down completely again. And we had that measured move measuring the flagpole. And we actually went quite beyond that. Well, not so much further beyond that, but we went down with strong volatility and high momentum. But now we've got 2 areas of resistance above us that we have to go back to test. Now, can we go lower before we go higher? I'm starting to think that is more of the possibility because the fact that we didn't get a reaction here that pushed us back up to test resistance, that's very bearish to me, guys. And the falling volume confirms that. All right, so let's go take a look at our 6-hour chart. And again, we see the exact same thing. We're seeing the exact same pattern formation form. Drawing the line of best fit here, and again, this will be subject to significant change, but yeah, we're seeing the exact same thing here. And so if we want to take, and again, I don't put a lot of stock behind this, guys, but it just gives us something to talk about. So that's 156, 158. I put more stock in volume, but I know a lot of these guys are doing measured moves and all that fantastic stuff. It gives us stuff to talk about, whatever, it's cool. 156, 158 is going to put us right a little bit below my next target of 29.31, guys. So again, keep this in mind. I drew these lines on the chart a while ago, and I didn't pull them out of my ass, guys. I know what I'm doing. I trade based off volume. And then you can see, look at our volume profile on the left-hand side of the screen. And keep in mind that we blew right through a low volume node. As I say, we do. Low volume nodes act as train tracks where price has no interest in hanging around. And then we have a high volume node where price is interested in staying because there's lots of buyers and sellers interested to transact at these levels. And we can see that if we look at in this area of LVN, look at the highest HVN, as you can see, right? Oh shit. My bad, guys. My bad. Guys, I make my money as a trader. Streamlabs is new to me. It's fixed now. Fixed it. All right, guys. So, wow, that was a lot. I just threw a lot of knowledge info in there, and now I feel like we've got to start all over again, guys. So here's the long and the short of what I said, guys. Here's the long and the short of what I said. I apologize. So I drew these lines a while ago. All right, so here's our levels of support where I think we're going to hit. Okay, our first line that I had drawn here is not just, see, here's the difference between what I think I'm doing, what I see a lot of other wannabe TAs do on YouTube and Twitch. Because they'll just draw these channels that have no confluence with volume and price action, or excuse me, only confluence with price action, no confluence with volume, no confluence with sentiment, and those are critical things to take into account. So we can see here, looking at our volume profile, this is a low volume node where price is not interested in hanging out. Price likes to zoom right through the low volume node, and we can see that when Bitcoin's price was coming up, it had no interest in hanging around these levels. It just wanted to gap right through until it hit an HVN. Hung out there for a while, continued to zoom up, and then and it was very interested. Look at this price level right here at this HVN. XMR, sure, I'll take a look at XMR. Let me throw that in my suggestions. Okay. So look, price was very interested in hanging out at this level, this psychological resistance area of about 6,400, 5,800 to 6,400. We can see that's the range of that high volume node. And that's where I have current resistance right here, guys. Current resistance at 6,160. So until we get back above 6,160, no moons for a while, guys. Now we can have baby moons, guys, because again, I'm experiencing at some point us to move back up and retest resistance at 5,200 and 6,160. Now, whether we go further low from there and then we go into more of an extended downtrend, that's fine, guys. But price, and again, however, this is how Bitcoin came up, guys. So I've been talking about this for a while. You get what you, this was the best analysis of a black screen. Thank you, Peter XYZable. Just use your imagination, guys. When you guys get what people get what they deserve. So when price is skyrocketing up on the way up, guess what it's going to do on the way down? Until you hit areas where people were interested in transacting. It's going to continue to zoom down until you hit high volume nodes where people are interested in transacting. So we have our current support level at the top of this high volume node. So as we can see from the spike here in volume, this is an area, as we can see here, where individuals were interested in transacting. And it did act as resistance once, it acted as resistance twice, and then we pulled back a little bit and gapped through it. And that really forestalled the bull run. Because that was back here in October 2017, and that's when things started to really go absolutely insane. So it makes sense, and look, here we get a little bit of consolidation that we had around this period right here, around 57, 5,800, and we can see the price was very keen to respect that area, but it was fabricated support, and I said the more times we bounce against support, the more likely it is to break, and finally we did, fell all the way down to 5,500, as I had been saying for weeks, like literally weeks. But I was expecting, I'm not going to lie, I was expecting a more of a violent movement back up to retest that as resistance before we went further down. However, there are some shenanigans, it seems, going on, and that just triggered, again, all your long stops got triggered right here because all the retail traders were long at this point in time. The majority of retail was long where institutions were short. And again, we've looked at that before. We do look at the sentiment data from CME and CBOE traders, so we can look where professional traders and professional handlers of money, professional traders handling large account handling large accounts, account managers, professional account managers, and our chart for that is over here somewhere. I got too much going on here. Where you at, baby? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Here we go. So here's our, and again, Bennett Stein, Bitcoin Trading Challenge, developed this fantastic indicator, and it's updated every Friday, web hooked into Quandl data. So here we have the commitment of traders right here, looking at the interest of institutional money. So if we pop this out and expand it, so the red and the green lines correspond to the positions held by the largest four or the largest 4 positions held by institutional traders on CME and CBOE platforms. Keep in mind, there's not very many retail traders on the CME and CBOE platforms. They are all professionals, so they know what they're doing. And look, what we're looking for is divergence, because as we can see here, now let's look at the chart of Bitcoin. So as we can see here, and again, I'm sorry, the chat is covering it up a little bit, so let me move it over here. Okay, so look at this divergence right here, guys. So as we can see here, here's our zero line. It's a little bit hard to see, but we can see that shorts are dropping and that institutional money is going long at this point in time right here. However, then we switch right here as price is going up. As price is going up, we see that institutional money switches to begin shorting, and they begin shorting. They reduce open interest a little bit, but the short to long ratio does not change, and they called it perfectly. So institutional money was shorting this market, and what was retail money doing? Well, let's take this, and we can gap this down, and we can go look at our BFX longs versus shorts, but this is what retail traders were doing on the CME, CBOE platform, okay? At the exact same time, here, let me see. I'll show this to you well. Okay, so look. At the exact same time, here's pink, so here's institutional money. Okay, this is the red and the green lines correspond to the largest positions held open by institutional money, but the pink line is actually a representation of all the trades. So this is buying and selling. So they're buying up through this period as price was going up, and then they changed their minds and started selling. All right, institutional money was selling. Okay, we can see where institutional money starts selling, and that's where we saw the crossover in the longs and shorts. So institutional money is buying here, and then they begin selling as price is moving up. Okay, what were retail traders doing? Retail traders were buying. Retail traders tried to buy here. They were buying here, and they were buying the absolute top. So we're always looking to trade against what retail traders are doing and trade in the direction of professional traders, guys. Now, the only problem with a CME CBOA data is that it is put out every Friday and compiled on data that ends on Tuesday. So it's going to be updated every Friday, and I apologize for misspeaking about that earlier. I know that I did. So going back to the good old Bitcoin, let's zoom in and see what we're going on, guys. This concerns me because, again, the market does not give you a lot of opportunities to buy the bottom. And again, now let's zoom in even a little closer on our 15-minute chart, and we can look at what we were looking at yesterday. Looking at establishing these key levels of support and resistance, guys. So on the 15-minute chart, actually, let's start with the 1-hour chart because I talked about this earlier. 55-day exponential moving average right above us. It has acted as key resistance the entire time. We have not been able to break above it. If we are able to get a nice break above the 55-period moving average and close above it, that's the important thing. Close the hourly chart above the 55-period moving average. Then I could see a potential for us moving up, but I'd want to take a look at longs and shorts, what they're doing to react in that situation, because most likely they're going to be buying the breakout. This might be an opportunity where they are correct, but what does concern me is that if we go over here and look at so here's longs and shorts on Bitfinex, and I want to change that to a line chart, and let's get rid of all those annoying, there we go. And I did want to change this. Seems like I have to change that all the time, and I know it's because I'm not saving my chart. BTC USD on Bitfinex. Okay, so yeah, we saw that massive drop off in longs right here. Again, but that again, that's that $5,000 position by the whale. So we didn't. That to me does not indicate actual capitulation by the longs, which I need to see. I need to see capitulation by the longs. I need to see the longs fall off before price can move up. All right. So we do see the longs fall off here, but that's just that $5,000 whale position where he was claiming his own margin. And then longs do pick up a little bit as price is just moving in the sideways chop action. And now we actually are starting to see a little bit of capitulation from the longs. And as soon as we see that, price does begin to move up a little bit. We see the shorts also dropping off as well. So open interest in BTC actually moving down. Now, this is not what we want to see for the lead up to a volatile movement. We do want to see volume lowering. However, open interest is not rising. Now, let's go over and take a look at the bid-ask sum. And let's refresh the page. So yeah, look, open interest in buys is actually moving down, meaning individuals are willing to buy at lower prices, and we see that asks are actually moving up a little bit, meaning that individuals were willing to sell at even lower prices, but now they're moving up. So they are meeting as price continues to move down. However, open interest is not rising in BTC price, meaning there's not a lot of new buyers and sellers coming into the market, meaning the people that sold are sitting on the sidelines, and the people that bought mostly have already bought. However, I do think that there's much more ammunition ammunition on the sidelines for buying than there is ammunition on the sidelines for selling. I think that if people were going to sell at these prices, they already would have. However, let's keep that in context with what's going on, guys. The market does not give you an infinite amount of time to buy the bottom. I think that we are probably going to break down bearish from here, guys. And again, we already looked at that downwards price target. We already looked at that downwards price target, guys, of 29.31. Okay, corresponded by volume. And again, like, even though the longs like kind of capitulated at this point in time, and they kind of capitulated here, but again, this is Bitfinex data, so this is not actual genuine capitulation from the longs. This was just one individual whale attempting to keep his net long position open. So we'll see what we get from here. Now, again, going back to that hourly chart, my canary in the coal mine. Now, if we do get a break and close above that 55 period moving average, then we can expect a bounce back up here to 5,200 to test these areas. Otherwise, but however, I want you guys to be cautious of a sweep, okay? So we see that we established this local high. So this is our swing high now. Now, if we are going to actually move violently down, it would make sense for this area to get swept. And the way that you can tell the difference is that when you're looking at your hourly chart, or you zoom down in your 15-minute time frame, what you're going to see is you're going to see volume pour in. Look at this falling volume, though. We have a massive spike here on our down thrust candle, and a lot of shorts enter in. Excuse me. Again, I've already talked at length about what this is. Okay, this particular spike in longs covering and longs exiting their position. But again, naturally, we see shorts shorting the bottom of the market, as they always do, and we have this bearish pennant forming. I am expecting us to break down out of this. However, one potentiality that I want you guys to be aware of is a spike in volume here, a spike in volume and a movement up to this level right around here, right where I have my stop actually for my short position. Because keep in mind, guys, our 3x leverage short is still open from it's 5,600. So I do want you guys to be aware of that. I want you to be aware of a movement up to this particular region right here. Let me use a box. That will help, I think, be more helpful. Okay. This region right here. So let's call it 47.75 to 48.18. I want you to be aware of a movement above that region. Now, what I'm saying is, if you get that nice break above the 55 period moving average on the hourly chart, you can attempt to aggressively market enter into your long. Why? Because it gives you a good stop loss opportunity. You just simply set your stop loss right below your 55 EMA. If you're right, then you get the nice run up of price, and you can look at this as resistance, because look where I magically drew that chart. Look where it just happened to draw it, right? Look where it corresponds to, an HVN, a little baby HVN. So above here, look at that. Look where the 55 period moving average is, guys. It's right at the top of the HVN, and what's above that? A low volume node, meaning that if we do start moving above that, price is likely to rapidly accelerate up until it hits this area where people, look what we had a previous period of consolidation. Individuals are actually interested in transacting at these levels, okay? So this is an area we're going to look for resistance. Now, there's a couple options here, guys. That would be a sweep of this swing high, and if we see high volume on that sweep, we see the longs jump in to buy that up at a top, because they are convinced that price is going to continue to move upwards. That would be an excellent time to enter into a short position. Now, I mean, it's very subjective. It's hard to catch those movements. You have to keep in front of your computer, but here are the key signs that you want to look for, okay? High spike in longs at that price, a massive spike in buy volume, as indicated by volume by time, and a long tail to the upside form, a close, and then generally almost immediate movement downwards, guys. And again, it's another one of those times I look for high reward, low risk trades, guys. And I like to aggressively market buy into positions. Limit orders can be helpful in certain situations, but unless you're a whale, they're often for chumps, because unless you do have like a very large BTC like limit wall and you're not actually setting a wall, then all you're going to do generally is get your limit order chopped up. You're just going to get ground up, and I see it happen all the time to people who are trying to avoid the fee. Just pay the fee and pick the right position, make sure your directional bias is correct. And in this case, my directional bias is to the downside, but I'm looking at taking a long scalp, and it's not, I mean, it's a scalp, but it's a profitable scalp, guys. So I'm looking at taking a 5% long scalp, a break above this 55 period moving average up to this rejection area. And then I'm probably looking at entering, based on what I see with volume at that point in time, entering into my short and looking for much lower lows. We'll just see how volume plays out at that time. But that's how I'm looking at the market right now. Now, alternatively, what else am I guising myself for, guys? All right. Well, a sweep to the downside here is much more difficult to define, because you see we already have these very low tails. So where to set your sweep becomes difficult. However, you can do the same thing. let's say that price rejects from this area. Okay, let's say we break below this bullish channel and we drop below again my current level of support that was our target originally at 43.86, but it's working fantastically as support right now. You can see that if you had had a limit order set for that at this point in time to exit your sell, you would have missed this drawdown. However, it would have been fine. We came right back to it. We consolidated underneath it for a little bit before being able to break to the upside, and now we've pierced back below it a couple times. Now, this actually doesn't look fantastic to me, the fact that we've tested support twice before moving up. So this actually, to me, is looking more like a breakdown. However, I'm hedged for the potentiality. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready to take the trade that presents itself to me, and I'm looking at the charts to tell me what is the trade that looks more likely here in Bitcoin. Hey, what's the indicator you telling about during the 1442 mark? I don't actually have my own YouTube open, so you'd have to tell me, like, specifically what am I talking about. The only indicators I use are RSI and Fisher Transform, and that's for momentum. I use volatility, the volatility channel index by M59, and BFX LS by M59 as well as my trailing stop indicator by Sylvian Van Vert, which I think is fantastic. It's based off average true range and is also a volatility indicator. And then my own custom Fibonacci EMA sequence. But when I say custom, I mean it just means that I know how to code, exponential moving averages and Fibonacci sequence in PineScript. It's not. Don't write home to mom about that, okay, guys? Don't write home to mom about that. And, me compared to, I'll be honest, like my trading skills compared to other people, not too bad. But when we're talking about like my coding skills compared to others, it's kind of more like,
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
yeah, so much respect for individuals who are skilled with PineScript, and actually, our dev is working on an improvement to our signal bot system right now, and actually we've got some fantastic trading bots development going on right now too as well, guys. So really exciting things coming in the pipeline for the Kraken cryptocurrency community. All right, so let's see. So what trades have I talked about? I've talked about the potential scalp trade to the upside, looking at the resistance level, and then looking to enter into a short at that resistance level and targeting these lower levels. Now, you could target just the top. You could target your new 55 EMA for a look for the pullback if you're just taking the short scalp at that point in time. But you're also keeping yourself open to the fact that we completely break through this channel, maybe consolidate for a little bit, and then break down. Now, alternatively, what happens if we just break to the downside here and close an hourly candle below 43.86 or below this ascending trend line? Okay, well, most likely we're going to move down on high momentum. You can either aggressively market enter into your trade at that point in time upon that break after the candle closes, okay, or that's how I like to do it, but you can enter as the candle is actually moving across. Why? Because you can set a very tight stop here, and if price moves against you, you almost didn't lose anything, guys. You have to look for opportunities where your reward is high and your risk is very low. And if you get stopped out with these small, like less than 1% losses, that's fine. You just look for an area to re-enter the market. And an area to re-enter the market would be to wait for the movement to play out and wait for the pullback retracement to test this as resistance, and then re-enter into your short. And you're looking for a scalp down to this region, guys. Now, I'd be cautious when we get down to this region between 39.83 and 4,000. So anywhere below 4,000, because that's where a lot of long stops are going to be placed, guys. And we can see that longs began picking up right here. Okay, longs began picking up right here. Now, we don't have a significant area where we have longs enter in mass, because if we did see longs enter in mass on these big bearish candles, it'd mean that people actually were learning how to trade, and I would no longer have an edge in the market. So fantastically, what we can actually see is if we look down here at BFXLS, we see the little spikes in green, and those are the spikes in buys, people entering in the longs. And we can see that they're all just when the market's moving up, guys. Retail traders are terrified to do what they need to do, and that's to buy when price is moving down and sell when price is moving up. Everybody wants to buy when price is moving up and sell when price is moving down. I don't know what to tell you, guys. I do this every morning at 11 a.m. Alex, you never let me write home to my mom. She needs to hear about stuff too. Okay, dude? She doesn't need to hear about that stuff. Keep it secret. All right, so let's head over to the chat here real quick and do some community engagement, guys. Clipson Plexterfield, good morning, Vietnam. Yes, sir. Mash coming live at you. Jurgen Ernst, someone over at Mitch Ray shilled this channel. Let's listen in. Well, I'm glad that I am getting worldwide, guys. Alex, good morning to you, sir. Malicious Upload, good morning, sir. Gabe Anderson, morning, E1. Happy Thanksgiving, E1. Not sure what that means, but happy Thanksgiving to you too, sir. All right, let's do it. Vansh Bajaj says, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, sir. Icarus Risen, that's Alex. I'm ignoring your questions for now. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I allowed your chart. Johnny Boy Crypto, good morning to you guys. Your Crypto Daily News in the house. Make sure to go check out Your Crypto Daily News on the YouTubes, on the Twitch. I think they're worldwide. They're all over the place. They're on your favorite podcast catcher. And to get your daily dose of news, what's going on in the crypto world. Tune in sometimes Thursdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can hear me rant about the markets and centralization. Malicious Upload says, throw them some X42 and watch their minds get blown with that transfer time. Yeah, that's fast, man. It's instant transaction, guys. If you guys missed yesterday's stream, I did have Gabriel from Project X42 on. Fantastic mind, fantastic person. Very excited about his project. I typically, again, guys, I stick to the big coins here. I'm very bearish on altcoins as a whole. And I believe fundamentally in Bitcoin and very few other projects. But however, I do support innovation and decentralization and using technology to move the space forward. And Gabriel is one of those few people I've actually met who is intelligent, who knows what he's talking about, and actually has a working product, a working platform, great code, good devs, an active community, volume being traded on an exchange, an attractive price. He's got it all. So, whether or not, obviously, the project X42 will rise and fall on its own merits. You never know what time will happen. But right now, he's doing a fantastic job, guys. So if you guys want to learn more about that, you can watch the second hour of yesterday's stream. Actually, the second... So I stream generally from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. He came on at noon Central Standard Time. So if you just jump to the middle point of yesterday's video, you'll be able to watch the interview with Gabriel. Check out x42.tech. I'm sure the moderators will probably pop the links in the chat. And you guys can go get that wallet. So for the next, so Gabriel was generous, and the next 100 subscribers get 10 X42, which can range anywhere from $5 to $15, depending on the day. And we've already given away 22 of those. So 22 new premium subscribers just in the last 2 weeks, guys. So very happy about that. So we still have, we do have some to give away, guys. So yeah, you sign up for the premium service and you're going to get your nice little kickback of X42. You guys can stake it. Pretty fantastic. I think even if you just stake 10 coins, everybody that I've talked to, the staking rewards are it's 20 per block right now. So you actually would triple your investment in about 30 days. It would take to get a block staked with 10. So not bad for something that you can get for free, guys. Let's see here. Jürgen Ernst says, European countries celebrate Thanksgiving when the harvest is over sometime in October. Obviously, they didn't have pilgrims and Indians. Yes, that is true. Hayden says, my wife says I am always talking about the markets while I sleep. Yeah, me too, man. Who dreams about Discord DMs? I do. Shout out to M59. Let's see here. Red 5 Golf Gunny, happy Turkey Day, man. BTC is dying. XRP will be Kang. We've got the XRP bot army in here again, but good to see you this morning, Red 5 Golf Gummy. Gabe Anderson, again, if you had to call a wave, what wave would you believe BTC is in? Maybe we'll take a look at that here in a little bit. Wave 3, and there's more room to go down. I actually, do agree with that. I think that we are probably in wave 3 if we are in a hyperwave situation. Again, I'm gonna, since I'm not a hyperwave guy, or since I'm not an Elliott wave guy, and I think that they tend to only mostly work in hindsight, I will actually deign to Tyler Jenks on this, and he says that we're in wave 3. So yeah, we probably are in wave 3, and again, that corresponds with my bias. I think that we probably are in wave 3, and that we have much further to go down. Well, I don't want to say much further, but I mean, 2,000, 3,900. I mean, definitely. Or excuse me, where do I got us here? It's easy for me to forget, guys. Going to the daily chart. Where do I have my support? Lost without it, guys. Hello, darkness, my old friend. 2931, definitely the next possibility. Jürgen Ernst, no nonsense. I like it sub. Thank you so much for the sub, man. I appreciate it. How much is a subscription, and what's his name and background? Well, my name and my background is Justin Wise. I was an options trader for about 5 years before moving to Forex. I've been trading cryptocurrency since 2016. I went to college. My undergraduate degree was in entrepreneurial development. And actually, if you want the full name, it was entrepreneurial and diversified agriculture. So I actually owned and operated my own agricultural organic farm business for about 5 years, and used the proceeds from that to really step into trading about 10 years ago. And we've been off to the races. We've been doing cracking cryptocurrency since 2016. And I guess I'll take a brief moment to pay the bills. KrakenCryptocurrency.com. Point your browsers over there, guys. It's the most important website on the internet. The most important button you want to click is this: join the community right now. Join the community is going to bring you to our Discord, guys. While you are here, pick up some merch, guys. We have some fantastic new products, guys. Look at these. We've got HODL shirts, guys. We've got some fantastic new HODL shirts, guys. We've even got shirts. We've even got onesies for your baby. I was really so tickled pink that Scott added this stuff. I actually just ran out and bought 2 of these for my daughter. She's 10 months old, so this is going to be. And yeah, we've got our HODL caps, and then again, you've got our he had a lot of stuff. Page 2 though. Guys, make sure you go rock our logo, guys. That's the most important thing. Make sure you go show off those guns, sipping coffee every morning. And I'm partial to the baseball cap. But, Scott, we need to add a hoodie, man. Or, excuse me, we need to add a beanie, man. Got to add a beanie. Trading services, you can find out our current prices. Getting off to the races. If you check the Discord, you'll see that we do have a discount right now. So 1 month subscription to our mentorship program and our premium signals is $49.99. And then the other prices are updated on there as well. These are our regular prices. Black Friday sale. So, and Scott did not put the slashes and the Black Friday sale prices on there because he just updated this yesterday. That's fine. That's what he does. Okay, it's cool. He's doing a fantastic job with the website. All right, moving down. Michelle Schlenksker says, "What is a crow? Thank you. A crow. I'm sorry. 3 black crows is a particular chart pattern. And let me give you an example of one right here. Yeah. So 3 black crows is what we call 3 small red candles in succession. And that's generally, we consider that a bullish candlestick pattern formation, where we do get a brief bounce up, but we're not actually able to close above the high of our top crow. Why is my screen just like wiggle woggling? There we go. That was weird. Our screen was just like dubstepping it up. And we can see that we are not able to close the reversal candle above the high of the top crow in this situation, and then we move further down. So we can see many examples of that. Like right here is a good example. So here's 3 black crows, 1, 2, 3, and then we're not actually able to close a candle above the high of the top crow. All right, and we go further down. In reverse, we have 3 white knights, which is the same thing, moving to the upside. Yeah, and then we've got everybody freaking about the lack of my screen. That was the best analysis of a black screen. Thank you very much. Darius Souza says, "Do I trade in BitMEX?" Yes, I do, sir. Electronium, only altcoin I'm in. I'm 2. Don't know about that, sir. You heard it here, ladies. Gabe has it all. Jürgen Ernst, thanks for briefing, interesting, man. Yeah, just join the Discord, man, and ask, and we'd be free to help you out, man. Growing pretty fast. HODL baby stuff is a smart idea. Yeah, actually, you know what's funny is that for the last 2 years, I don't, I'm not huge on gifts, so I buy my kids Bitcoin and I put it in a private wallet for them. I told them they can have the keys when they turn 18 if they want to go to college. Actually, I'd prefer they not go to college. I think college is a scam, even though intelligent people should go to college, and my kids are fairly intelligent, so maybe they should go to college if they do have a good idea of what they want to specialize in. But if they're just going to college to just go to college, then they're not going to college. I'm going to put them in trade school so they can do it, so they can learn a skill that would actually make them money. But again, I've got a 12-year-old son in the other room, and he's watching the show. He's watching the show and learning how to chart every day. We work with him. Oh yeah, Mastash, I'm sorry. Yes, we do have a merch discount again. You want to tell them the details of that? But yeah, there is a discount on merch right now. Crypto Kibo says, "Gabe, Mibcoin fan back in the building. How you doing, Kibo? Good to see you this morning. Got to watch crypto. I'm late. Don't worry, man. You didn't miss much. Just me telling you exactly where price is going to go in the next 48 to 68 hours, man. And you're unable to rewind. I've disabled the option only for you. Dun dun dun." Yeah, 15% off our merch from the 23rd to the 25th, guys. So even if you just want to go get a HODL shirt, it's a good way. It helps keep me on the air, helps keep the lights on. We appreciate the support, guys. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, guys, that's where I'm at with Bitcoin. I think I've given you more than you're going to find out there for anybody else. I'm not being super lazy with it. Again, I'm watching for a break of the 55 period exponential moving average to take the long scalp up to the up to this region of resistance, where I'm looking for actually this top to get swept at 47.75 to 48.18. Anywhere in here, you could probably set your limits short order. However, the way I trade is I just watch the charts and I set alerts if I'm going to walk away from the screen. And when I get that alert, I kind of race back and I like to market enter, guys. Again, unless you've got large capital positions, limit orders are kind of for chumps, guys. You just want to enter. You want to enter and you want to sell on red, buy on green. It's pretty simple, guys. No, wait. Buy on red, sell on green. Okay, say it all the time. Also prepared for the same exact play down to the downside, guys. Looking for that short scalp here, but I'm also looking for this low to get swept so we can actually move back up. So you've got your targets both ways, 4 ways to play this. We just got to wait and see how price action plays itself out. But it's possible that we just have a boring Thanksgiving day, guys. And actually, nothing would make me feel happier than to just be able to go eat turkey and laugh and explain to my parents like how decentralization works again. And they're like, what's a private key again, Sonny? I don't really understand all that. Can I predict the moon? Well, yeah, it comes up every night. Depending on if you're in the northern hemisphere, it might be a little bit colder. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it might be a little bit warmer. But right now, here in the northern hemisphere, right in the area that we're centrally located, the moon, I can predict the moon. The moon will be in the sky tonight at around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You heard it here live, guys. So let's go over to, let's go take a quick look at Ethereum. And so what I'm going to have to do, I had fixed this earlier, okay? I realized why I was having trouble. with my VFXLS indicators on Ethereum. And the reason why is because I like to correlate Ethereum and BTC data. So if you guys look at kind of what I do, like look here, I have XRP USD plus XRP BTC. And even when I'm looking at longs and shorts, for example, here, look, I'm correlating BTC USD longs, Euro longs, GPB longs, and JPY longs. More markets, more data, more sentiment. The more traders you can see what's happening. And this is why I also like to look at things like average price across all exchanges. So let's refresh the page here on CoinMarketCap actually and go take a look at, CoinBenny leading the charge today in volume as opposed to BitMEX. But look at that. Let's go to our historical data. Again, guys, it's Thanksgiving. Let's look at the volume, guys. Yeah, look at that massive drop off in volume from yesterday. About $8.428 billion in volume being traded yesterday on BitMEX. Today, only $6 billion, but still up significantly from these 4s and 5s that we had earlier, guys. And I mean, just look, we were trading in these 3s, 4s, and 5s there for a while. I just got, if you're watching the show, Perplopi, I will be happy to get a hold of you here pretty soon. Let's go to, Alex, thanks, man. My screen was black. All right, sorry, guys. Just responding to... Done with ICOs, too many losses. Yeah, dude, like with here's the thing, man, like I've been bearish on ICOs for a long time, guys. You can go back. I've been making videos for a year, man. I never suggested anybody. There's a few ICOs that I was like, hey, this might be a good play just because of the social sentiment behind it. But generally when I'm looking at ICOs, I'm looking for them to dump on the market and then accumulate them cheap after all your initial investors in the ICO just completely dump, which is what they do. ICOs were never a great investment because they're listed on exchanges too quickly, guys. There's not enough time for the project to actually mature and develop excitement for people in the spot market to buy in. ICOs were always just an exit scam. The only one that actually I was looking at like accumulating cheap was ONT. Ontology was crazy, dude. And what's funny is that just going back in the day, you can go back and watch like when ONT was listed. We made a video about it. And ONT got listed, it dipped a little bit, and we bought, and then it ran up like 20%, and we're like, all right, cool, let's sell. Took that profit, dipped it back down again. I bought like a fifth of what I had initially bought, and that motherfucker ran up 100%. Now, am I salty about that? No, because I locked in 20% trading. I locked in 20% profit. And so, again, I'll be happy to make... 1 to 2% a day. I'll be happy to make 1 to 2% a week as long as I'm locking in consistent profits and continuing to move forward, guys. The goal here, as always, is you know what? The ticker's not at the bottom of the screen. My bad, guys. I just noticed that the ticker wasn't at the bottom of the screen the entire time. The The goal is to manage your account, not blow out your account, and the goal is to make small, consistent profits. All right, so let's, I know guys, sometimes I get distracted with chat and I apologize for that. Now going over here and looking at Ethereum on the daily chart. Again, guys, the market is not so kind as to let you buy at the absolute bottom, guys. So we've established these kind of key areas right here where our top resistance is and where does support absolutely fall off. Well, I'm going to say right about here. And we don't really have a lot of support below that. We do have some little baby areas of low volume nodes, but again, just establishing these key areas where we're looking for price to go to. Falling volume on the retracement back up on these last 2 daily candles, and we're looking at potentially getting that same 3 inside of 1. We had the 3 black crow pattern right here, price plummeted, and now we're looking, if price actually moves above here, we might get a 3 inside of 1. However, we weren't, look how weak this, look how weak this bullish candle was, guys. Like, we're not seeing any volume that's indicating that price is going to experience a trend reversal. We're still on a dominant downtrend. The smartest thing to do is to look for overbought, oversold regions to trade to the downside and continue in your short, guys. Not seeing any signs of a trend reversal at this point in time. And just look at our daily candle closes here. We're actually going to close today's candle. Today's candle opened higher than yesterday's close, and we're actually going to close most likely below yesterday's low. Or excuse me, below yesterday's close. Not a fantastic sign. Price continuing to coil up, probably getting ready for another move to the downside. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we see the exact same thing. We see the bulls trying to like pathetically come here and step up and buy, but I'm just not seeing it, guys. Now we do see a little bit of, see, here's the rising volume, and then all this is just super, super weak sauce, man. Super weak sauce. I'm not convinced by it at all. Not convinced by it at all. Here we have our current daily low right here. That current day, why do I always a wild left price scale appears. Yeah, throw that Pokeball at it, man. Background, open the high low, close values. So currently that 12-hour low is at 126.20. If we look to break that, guys, again, I had charted this out again. Let's go to the daily chart and zoom down and look where our volume resistance is. Now, are you going to tell me that looks like my lines disappeared, guys, and that is frustrating because you guys know I had them, but I think it's because I switched from Ethereum USD to Ethereum BTC. Now this is going to throw the BFX LS data out of whack, but hopefully should bring my lines back if we go over to the daily chart. No, it just absolutely screwed everything. It's all right. We'll do this together as a team, guys. We'll do this together as a team, motherfucking champions. All right. So looking at where our volume support is, guys. Okay, look, we don't have really anything from where we're at right now, where I've drawn support down below us to the next level of support at $95, guys. So $100 incoming, most likely moving to the downside, and then no support until $50. And I've been saying this for a while, guys. There's your levels. Now looking at longs and shorts, we can see, let's look at where the longs start to pick up here, guys. On the higher time frames here, look where the longs start to pick up. Okay, the longs start to pick up right here after we capitulate off 6,000. Longs are tentative, moving up. Now longs are piling in on this downtrend. Longs are moving downwards as they always trade in the wrong direction, man. And then, but ever since then, or ever since around like 500, we've just seen longs like move up, and we've had some drops. So if we go in and look and correlate those drops to price action, guys, we can actually see, okay, it's only when longs capitulate that we see right here that price is actually able to make a significant move back up. And when longs skyrocket again, like price just goes down, guys. This is retail longs and short positions. Just do the opposite of what they're doing. Now, longs have fallen off, okay? Longs have fallen off, but I don't think I see enough capitulation, and I don't see the volume to really tell me that that price is going to move significantly back up. We do get a nice spike of shorts on this candle right here, shorting at the absolute bottom as always, so we could get a little play back up. We got to look at our lower time frames to kind of get a look at that. So let's look at our hourly chart so we can actually see what are we going to do today, guys. Well, again, I drew these lines earlier, this line up here at the top representing our resistance. So again, if we are looking to the downside, we're kind of looking at the exact same thing that we saw on on BTC, guys. I'm curious about this region right here. Looks like we are forming. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if I chart that, if I kind of chart that out, it looks like hopium to me. Okay, so I don't chart patterns out that I think are hopium. So again, I'm just looking for a break of this resistance and a potential. Here's like the weak case. We see a sweep at this level, guys. So I would be entering into a potential short at this level right here. Around 140 to 142, and looking for for at least a move back down to support. Now, what troubles me is that we have tested support twice here, and we've tested support twice here too as well. Okay, guys, this isn't the movement that I like to see to tell me that the bottom's in, guys. Even with this massive amount of shorting right here, it seems like we've still got much more ammunition to move to the downside. And look, falling volume as price is kind of generally like moved upwards. Not looking good to me, guys. Not looking fantastically great. Short-term volatility in a low area right here, CCI index down. So this is if your directional bias is correct, then this is a good opportunity to enter. But I think you're going to suffer drawdown. So to me, it's much better to wait until we move back upwards to this 55 period moving average, which you can see. But we haven't really made it. But if we're going to move down, I would expect that we get a sweep of this level. An even better scenario would be to take. If you see this level get broken, then you could aggressively market enter into a long to target this area up here. Right? So that's a good 5% play right there, depending on where you set. And you can set a tight stop loss. You can set your tight stop loss right underneath where you enter. And once you get up here, again, I'd be looking to exit your long. You can always re-enter if price continues to move up or wait for a retracement, because then that would be a break of the hourly trend. However, again, guys, weekly time frames and higher time frames don't look fantastic, guys. More downside potential in order. XRP USD. XRP USD continues to fall while XRP BTC continues to rise a little bit, guys. So it's interesting. We are seeing that decoupling of XRP price from USD price. Sorry, guys. Peter XYZ made about 300% on ONT. Congratulations, man. Quakey says, is BTC going to 3K? We at bottom? Fuck knows. Yeah, man. I mean, that's kind of it. We take things one day at a time, one Satoshi at a time. You know, I'm just here telling you how I would play the market out, because this is kind of how I make my living. A wild price scale appears. Jesus, fucking piece of shit, guys. Hey, pardon me, guys, for about 30 seconds. It's going to take a 30-second break. We've been doing this for about an hour and 3 minutes. Just going to take a 30-second to a 45-second break, and I will be right back. Thank you, guys. And we are back from the charts, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Just had to take a quick pause for the cause, guys. All right. So Ripple, looking at the hourly time frame, guys, we're not seeing indications of a trend reversal yet. The fact that the support was tested twice does not look amazingly well to me. We have a lot of shorts enter in at this position in the market. I like to see price have a violent reaction from that, a move back up and a break above that 55 period moving average in conjunction with that to signify a reversal in trend change. Sounds like a skipping CD player. Yeah, again, guys, I'm a trader. Got to get better at the Streamlabs OBS. So we're still working on all that, guys. But hey, we come here for the TA, the funny stuff and the music overlays, all that stuff. That's just funky sound effects. In fact, I've got to get figured out, like, because we have followers on Twitch that follow, and the pop-ups aren't popping up because I've changed the thing over to YouTube, guys. So I think I need to watch more YouTube tutorials, but I'm just too busy trading, guys. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'll tell you what, it's definitely looking better than some of those other crackers out there. By the way, guys, again, watch us in whatever format you feel comfortable with. If you want to support the show, you can head over and get some merch, or look at what we have to offer for our premium subscription group. However, guys, I would really appreciate it, guys. We are just, just as a... Justin, you do know that pause for the cause means smoking weed, right? Yes, if you live in California, but I live in the flyover states, so pause for the cause means take a break to go to the bathroom and take a drink of water. Maybe something stronger than water. It is Thanksgiving after all. Eggnog, guys. Woo, baby. Yes, I am an old fogey. I don't smoke weed. I'm not hip. I'm not hip like you young hipsters. But I've do got memes. I do got memes, guys. And you know what we're looking for Bitcoin to get? We're looking for Bitcoin to become...
It's over 9,000!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do memes here, guys. We do memes. One day I'll know how to do OBS to get the pop-ups. Not complaining, just bored. It's all good, man. It's Thanksgiving, man. I'd be happy to just have a nice boring day in cryptocurrency. We've had like 3 insane days of volatility, and I've been so freaking busy that I'm just kind of looking to relax, guys. So again, when I'm looking at this massive spike in shorts entering the market right here at the absolute bottom, of course, with this massive spike in volume, I'm always trying to aggressively market enter into there. And that would have given you a fantastic trade just to target the 55 period moving average. I mean, guys, that would have been a good trade if you had been ballsy enough to aggressively market by anywhere in this area. I mean, that's a 13% trade. And if you're over on Bitfinex using like 3x leverage, I mean, boom, boom, baby. That's all you need for the week. That's all you need for the week, guys. But I don't see a reversal in trend because the 55-day EMA, the 55 period moving average in this case, since we're on the hourly chart, so the 55-hour exponential moving average, just rejected price down like a little baby bitch that it is. And so now, what am I looking for? Well, I'm actually looking for us to probably, looking for us to break out of this. We got to break out one way or the other, guys. And again, you just prepare yourself for either eventuality. All right? Now, that looks pretty big. I don't really like it. I don't really like it. I don't really like it. I prefer that. Looks more valid to me. Don't really like this. That looks more valid to me. Okay, that looks more valid to me. Again, I'm not a big guy that uses this stuff, guys, because they're extremely subjective and it depends on how you look at them. But let's look at our longs and shorts, okay? Longs are falling off the map. Longs are falling off the map. Now, that is an indication that we can break to the upside because longs are short, meaning that they've lost their faith that XRP USD is going to go up. And usually when that happens, XRP USD goes up. As you can see, we're entering into a period of low volatility where if your directional bias is correct, you can take a nice trade to the upside, guys. But what you need to be aware of, what you need to be cautious of is a sweep, guys. You need to be cautious of a sweep. Now, there's several areas you can see a sweep. You could see a sweep here, okay? A stop loss on here. You could see a violent sweep here, or you could even see a more violent sweep here, guys. So it's just there, again, and let me just extend that range out so that looks better. So a stop loss hunt below support into a low volume node area, as we can see in these areas right here before price moves up. You're always going to see that before price does actually violently move up. So jury's a little bit out on Ripple right now. Again, the BTC price looks really good, but looking at the USD value for the leverage traders on Ripple, this actually does look, I don't know, it's just so neutral, man. It's so neutral, man. It's so neutral. Longs are down, and that lets me know. Longs are down. That lets me know that we could be experiencing. Longs are low. That means that the retail traders are often wrong, so we're looking to trade against them. So that means price does have the potential to move to the upside. And what that also means is that there's lots of potential buyers out there. So if price does begin to move up because longs are so low, they'll FOMO in and accelerate price moving up even higher, guys. But when you're looking for your entry position, you guys just want to look to enter into your areas where price is going to get swept, okay? Because you are going to see the market, the market makers try to push price down and tap into liquidity where longs already have their stop set. Now, the movement might not be as violent down to here. Why? Because you already had one attempt here, and the attempt here, longs are already so short, there's not much more liquidity to tap into. So I would just be looking at a sweep below this lower level of support, below the triangle, and we'll see if we can actually get a trend reversal change, closing the hourly candle above our 55 period moving average. Urban. Thanks, Alex, for hitting us with that Urban Dictionary definition, bro. Peter XY Zabel asks, what is the name of this long shorts trading view indicator that you use? This is if you just go to indicators and type in M59, I'm actually using Bitfinex Longs Shorts version 2 by M59. And the settings that I have, for example, so I have two instances of it. So on my chart, you can actually see this this green line right here. And this rises and falls with net long positions on Bitfinex. So longs, so shorts subtracted from longs. And the setting that I have for that is longs net. Okay, so this is longs minus shorts. Data format cumulative, this pair matching base, which means that it's also compiling data from not just the dollar fiat base, but also the euro, JPY, and the GBP, if that's relevant. Those are my settings for that. I also have an instance of it here, which I think is extremely helpful. And again, shout out to M59 for helping me out with his indicator and the particulars of how he uses it. BFXLS down here, I actually have it as a subgraph 2 indicator, and my settings for this are buys and sells delta this pair matching base. So this is actually my watchdog for when we see long spikes of shorts, so a long red spike is going to be a lot of shorts entering or longs exiting their positions. A long spike in green is going to mean a lot of buying, a lot of longs opening, or a lot of shorts covering their positions. Okay, guys. So here's XRP. Looking for that break to the upside, guys, but I'm looking for that sweep downwards, guys. But again, if we do actually close hourly candles below our time frame here instead of just a sweep, then we'll be looking at potentially more pain for XRP USD on this value. Again, guys, we've got this support area that we got to break below, guys. So not a lot of volume here to hold us up. So if we actually do break out of this consolidation range and actually move down with strong volume, then I'm not really feeling it, guys. And so we have a lot of volume here on the down move and weakening volume on this kind of upward sideways movement, guys. So we'll just see we'll just see the way that this one breaks, guys. You just got to prepare yourself for either trade, either way to the upside. LTC, just looking at the hourly chart, looks like dog shit. Looks like the exact same thing, guys. Looks like we're going to probably get a sweep before further movement down. Okay, bottom's been double tested. This support's been double tested. Does not look good to me, guys. Doesn't look good. Again, tune will change if we're actually able to close hourly candles above the 55 EMA and we actually do signal a trend reversal. But until then, all this looks like to me is a goddamn bull trap. We get up here and all I'm seeing is a bull trap until we actually see price action confirm. Until we see price action confirm that sentiment is going to change. Now let's go ahead and go over and look at BitGer and look at trading sentiment on BitGer. Let's look at bull bear income. Go ahead and refresh the page. Oh, yeah, just as it was coming up, I refreshed the page. All right, so here we go. So for the last, let's look at 3 months. All right, so fantastic. Actually, let's go ahead and look at the last 7 days. I think that's actually going to be more helpful. So we have a spike in the unprofitability of longs right here. And what do we see? We see price move to the upside. So we're looking for that same spike in the unprofitability of longs, guys. We're looking for that same spike in the unprofitability of longs to where we can, to where we're actually going to be looking for a little bit of a movement to the upside, guys. But as long as these, now typically highly profitable bears is going to lead to a reversal in trend, and unprofitable longs is actually going to lead to, both of these things tend to lead to an uptrend. And the reason why is because a bear in a profitable position, a short in a profitable position is likely to take profit, whereas a long in an unprofitable position doesn't want to sell at a loss and is looking to probably inject more capital into his long position so that he can get a better average price. Okay. However, just right now, guys, on the spot market, the selling pressure is insane. And again, I just want to couch this in what I was saying earlier, guys. The market does not give you this many opportunities to buy the bottom. The bottom is often a very violent reaction, and that's exactly what I was calling for up here at 5,500, guys. I was saying that 6K isn't going to hold. We're going to experience a very violent candlestick down on high momentum. Everybody's going to short at the absolute bottom with a massive volume spike. And then price should rapidly move back up if that's what we see. We didn't see that. We saw actual breakdown sideways movement, forming a bearish pennant. Price broke down. We formed a bearish ascending wedge. Price broke down. And now we seem to be forming another bearish pennant. All right, so I'm looking for the opportunity to get swept right here for price to move down lower. But again, same thing as I said with Ripple. The sweep could be less violent. The only difference is I see that longs are picked up, so I see that there's probably more liquidity as opposed to Ripple USD to tap into, so possibly looking for a more violent sweep here to the upside. Yeah, man, if you guys want to give me a DM in the Discord at jwisefree, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Again, I might be a little AFK today, Thanksgiving and everything going on, so, you know, hit up the premium service. We've got the signals open for the positions that we're in and the alts that we're accumulating, and we'll just move forward from there, guys. Let's see here. So, going back to, let's check in with CoinFarm real quick. So looking at the last 30 minutes, we had the longs make a nice college try of this right here, and now the shorts stepping in to mirror them, but really nothing to write home to mom about, guys. Looking at the last 24 hours. Yeah, looking at the last 24 hours, we see that it's pretty much equal, guys. Like the bulls and the bears really holding this level quite good. And now this is going to be current data, and this is going to be a lagging indicator because this is just going to tell us once we see. Really what I'm looking for here is at the bottom of an uptrend, the fact that everybody's just battling it out. Mostly this is just like high leveraged bots battling it out for supremacy over 1 or 2 percentiles, which is a profitable way to trade. But when we start seeing movements like this, and again, this is why I prefer Bitfinex data, because it's just so much more clear, because on BitMEX, one open position equals one long equals one short, whereas Bitfinex, you know, there's just this many people are open or long, this many people are short. They don't have to be equal. But so the data on Bitfinex is much clearer. So as we can see here, we're in a strong downtrend and we see a spike in shorts, and that lets me know that this is where I want to buy. All right. And actually, this is where you see a long at the top of an uptrend. This is where you see a long spike in longs, and that tells you to sell. But this is right the one place where that dude got it right. Pretty fantastic. But again, he claimed his position. So kind of a weird aberration right there. I just want to keep that in mind for you guys. Liquidity. Drank. Okay, so guys, I do want to get to my family. So, keeping that in mind, let's head over to take a quick peek at Chainlink. I told them, guys. Listen. If you guys remember, but we were up here and had all the Chainlink guys on, and I love you guys. Big shout out to 4chan, man. Love you guys in /biz. But yeah, I mean, I told you guys to take profit here, guys, and yeah. Don't know what to tell you, man. Don't know what to tell you. Let's see here. BTG moving into a little bit of sideways accumulation. This actually is starting to look kind of good to me, but until I see this trend reversal or a violent movement up above the 55 period moving average, not sold on this baby. Yeah, because we kind of see the same thing that we saw here with Bitcoin, and this is actually starting to look like a bull trap to me on Bitcoin Gold. Stellar Lumens, real quick. What's the business on Stellar Lumens? We broke out of that little channel that we had some pretty high momentum, a lot of buying right here. That's pretty good. It's going to be hard. But now this is going to act as strong resistance, guys, because a lot of people bought in right here, and if price starts to move against them, they're going to panic sell, guys. So again, on the 240-minute chart, again, we've held that 55 period moving average, but we're looking at changing it. If we do change that, we're probably looking at a trend reversal, guys. So, I mean, we already took profits on our Stellar Lumens trade. I think we traded Stellar Lumens like 3 times over the past like few weeks. So yeah, until I see a trend reversal, again, I'm just kind of tapped out on certain alts right now, except for ones that we are accumulating. So, hey man, XRP, or excuse me, Real Stogger Roach, good morning to you, man. No class today on Thanksgiving, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. XRP recap in 1 sentence. I don't know. I'm pretty confident about what BTC is going to do, pretty confident about what Ethereum is going to do. XRP is a little weird because the Bitcoin price continues to rise, but again, I'm looking at Bitfinex data, so that way I can compile sentiment. So looks like a couple options. I'm looking for price potentially to move to the upside here. I'm looking for a sweep down below these local lows for a stop loss on. I don't think there's not longs are at an absolute low that lets me think that price will be easier to move up. However, this could just be we could just break bear on this, guys. We could easily break bear on this. So again, I'm kind of waiting until I actually see on the hourly chart here on Bitfinex. I'm actually waiting to see a trend reversal. I'd like to see that to the 55-day period moving average. Otherwise, if I do see a stop loss down here to about 43 cents, and I do see the long spike in selling volume and a long tail, then I'll take that as a speculative long with a very tight stop and try to trade that up to the 55 period moving average and see what we see there. Otherwise, I'd be looking for that more violent sweep down to the level of like 40 to 41 cents, and then we could potentially move to the upside from there. But But yeah, I'm really not sure on XRP USD today, guys. Just kind of gonna have to wait until we see this break one way or the other, guys. Yeah, I mean, Alex, I agree with you. It does look bullish. I mean, yeah, longs have completely fallen off. Shorts have entered pretty significantly in these trap positions, guys. But again, look at where all the shorts entered right here at this price angle. So getting above this is going to be difficult because those shorts are going to not want to take a loss. They're going to want to sell at break even at this point. So actually, what am I saying? Sometimes I don't listen to myself very well. So a lot of shorts entering the market at this point in time. And now they're in profit, and now they're looking probably to break even. And if they come up here and go underwater, yep, they'll probably look to cover. However, if price moves up here and those shorts stay in, then they'll look to add to their positions as well. It could push the price down. So it's just XRP USD looks like a tricky one to me, guys. You know, I'm big enough of a man and a good enough a trader to say that when I'm confused about something and I don't know exactly what direction to take, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm just not, I don't know. XRP looks tricky to me, guys. And maybe it's all the social sentiment around it right now. But yeah, the shorts are high, longs are low. It means the price should move up. So we'll just see which way the volume carries it, man. Because the volume is going to be the deciding factor. If we can get a trend reversal above that 55 period moving average, very fantastic, guys. Then we're looking at maybe continuing to make higher highs. But we'll just wait right now. Sideways consolidation period. And there would be nothing that would make me happier if I could get through Thanksgiving today with nothing super like crazy going on right now. And I don't get, and my phone doesn't start blowing up while I'm sitting down at Thanksgiving dinner with my family getting, yeah, things are pumping. What do we do? Things are pumping. What do we do? I'm going to be like, listen, guys, you know, look, rewatch the stream this morning, go in the direction of the underlying trend. So I said I'd look at XMR, so I'm going to go ahead and look at XMR, and then we're going to pay the bills and get the freaks out of here, guys. XMR on Binance. Actually, I want to look at, let's go over to Coin Market Cap. Sorry. Where you at? I'm going to go where the volume is. Now here's the thing, man. A lot of interesting things I've been hearing about XMR Korean wons over on BitThumb. Heard that there's like a lot. Look, that's where all the volume is too. But I've heard that there's like fake wash trading or some crazy shit like that. So I don't know. But really, that's where we want to look at the price because that's what's going to move the markets. But man, the fact that I see that looks scary to me, guys. I mean, you don't even see that on BitMEX. You want to talk about centralization for coins in an exchange? That's crazy as hell. Why is all the XMR moving through the Korean won? I'd like to look into that, actually. I'd really like to look into that. But for the purposes of today, you're saying it's shorts? Okay. For the purposes of today, I'm going to go check out the price on Binance because, yes. So looking at the daily chart, we'll start off right here, guys. Well, I start to get bullish above this level, and I start to get bearish below this level. Yeah. And we're kind of closed underneath that, and below this looks dangerous to me on the daily chart. Looks dangerous to me on the daily chart because you're in that no man's land, guys. And looking at volume, you have falling volume on the. You have falling volume, so you have a nice spike in volume as price moves up, very bullish, and then you have falling volume on the retracement, fine. But then you have this really massive like run up in volume right here as price is actually moving down. So very mixed signals on the daily chart. Because it's number one. Oh man, my phone's gonna die. I better plug this bad boy in. Alright. Alright guys, so XMR on the daily chart. You know what I can do is I think, actually if I look at it, here's what we'll do. We'll look at XMR. We'll look at XMR USD on Bitfinex. There we go. It looks about the same. And this way I can actually look at sentiment data, guys. So yeah, longs at an all-time high at the bottom of a downtrend. That's actually kind of bullish to me. Look at all the buys that just bought in right here, guys. Look at all the buys that just bought in right here. That's pretty impressive, guys. Rarely do retail traders get it right, and the fact that they're buying the dip is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive here on Bitfinex. So yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see. Now, I had already charted out those, or do I have to redo them now? Okay, so let's redo them now. All right, so we're in this period of low volume node, and price does not like to hang out in low volume nodes. So all we've got is really, okay, so we've got to look at some historical past data here, guys. So where could price catch? Well, price could catch here, and then if price catches here, it's more than likely to consolidate in this range, okay? More than likely to consolidate in this range, most likely here in the high volume node area, before we can actually get a breakout. The fact that you have all these longs entering should be actually generating a higher movement in price here, which is interesting that it's not. But I guess the sellers just have a shit ton of ammunition, guys. And on the hourly chart, not seeing a trend reversal yet, guys. So let's go look at that daily chart, and let's just say where are areas where price is likely to catch some support, guys. Well, again, if the sellers have more ammunition right here, and we'll just continue to watch volume, guys. But this rising volume of sellers moving downwards, however, we do see a spike in longs. That's impressive to me because retail rarely gets it right. So maybe there's some smart people over there. Maybe there's some smart people over there on Bitfinex that are actually trading Monero. Or again, I don't know what's going on with what's the XMR on BitThumb. Is it on TradingView? I guess no, I don't think it is. Oh, there it is. Monero South Korean won. Let's see what price is doing over here. Is there a reason for them to arbitrage? Okay, so I guess you can't do... Oh, sorry, it's KRW. Oh, there we go. No, I mean the price is pretty congruent, guys. You can see that the price is pretty congruent on the Korean won. So I don't see a purpose for arbitrage, and you can short Monero on Bitfinex. Yes, here Bokhari. I will look at Steam super quick. Yes, sir. And then that's it. I really got to get going, guys. So yeah, we'll just see. I mean, the fact that you had a long step in and pick up this here looks pretty nice. I mean, it kind of looks like you could take this. Like, I want to look at the hourly chart, guys. And again, I'm not going to get over my skis. There's actually a little bit of a premium on Monero, so it seemed like you would actually want to see the arbitrage the opposite way. Okay, you would want to see the arbitrage the opposite way for those taking advantage of arbitrage. Reset chart. Okay. Shit, I hate it when I do that. No scale, full screen. Okay. So let's see here. See, this is what retail normally does. They have a massive buy right at the top. Okay. And so, okay, so this actually does make sense to me. Sorry, when I looked at the higher time frames, it actually it looked like they were doing something smart. But when you actually zoom down and look at when they did what they did, which is important, you can see that retail's fucking stupid. Here they longed the absolute tops. Their horror price moved against them. So yeah, actually this does not look as bullish as I had once seen. We're seeing rejection from the 55 period moving average on the hourly chart. Not any sign of a reversal in trend. We have a double bottom here, sweep. So if price is going to move to the upside, you're going to be looking for a sweep. You're going to be looking for a sweep around this region. And looking at longs, longs are skyrocketed right now. So that means there's lots of room to move down for a sweep, guys. Lots of room to move down for a sweep. So be careful, guys. I would be more confident trading this to the downside. Again, it's hard to trade against the dominant downtrend. Longs are super high. Longs are super high. So actually, I reverse what I said earlier. Sometimes I speak so fast, I say stupid ass shit. So actually with longs being so high, and look where they entered right here, guys. Those longs are now underwater. Are they going to want to add to their position? Yes, absolutely. But until we see a reversal in trend, guys, I think this is going to just continue to go down with everything else until we see the actual signs of reversal that I don't see yet, guys. I just don't see them, guys. I don't see them. I mean, here's what I'm talking about, where you see a bottom on high volume, and then you have a good college spike. You have a good college try, and that's an excellent scalp trade to make. And those are the scalp trades that I like to take, guys. Those are very quick, super fast, in and out, targeting something like the 55 EMA. Also got my I've got my trailing stops ATR 3.5. I find that that's fantastic. Not only keep you in a trade if you're moving to the downside, but also as a potential target for a break. But yeah, no sign of trend reversal. So going back to that daily chart, if we do get that sweep, then we can see some upside potential here, looking to coming back and testing these areas, because this is pretty low volume shit right here. So really don't see any resistance until $85. If we do get that sweep, that's a very lucrative trade right now from 69. However, if we just get slam dunked on like it's looking like we are, again, we're looking at kind of like that 3 inside of 1 pattern as I've been talking about, guys, then we're probably looking down here at $56. And with longs being as high as they are, I don't know, looks more likely to the downside, guys. Again, it's very painful to be trying to trade against the dominant trend right now, guys. The bears are in full control, full control, full control. Let's see, Chris Atkinson, it's the end of a wave 3. Yeah, I mean, that stuff makes sense in hindsight, man. I don't use Elliott waves because I find that nobody is consistently able to make profit from them. You know, anything where you have to like constantly move your line every single day that you're charting and being like, well, this didn't happen, so now this is likely to happen, and this didn't happen, so this is likely to happen. Just look at volume and price action and sentiment, man. Like, it's objective data. Objective data. And I'm not slamming on you saying that Elliott waves don't work. They are fascinating sometimes and can be helpful, but I don't see, like, don't listen to what people are telling you. Like, people are not basing their trades, like professional traders, people with actual capital, they're not basing their trades off Elliott waves. People with actual capital are basing their trades off very simple fundamental concepts of volume and price action. I up it a little bit with sentiment, which is what in my experience, all the professional traders that I've talked to, that's generally what they first look at is sentiment. Vinash Bajaj says, can I tell you what indicators I use? Yep, I use very simple indicators, man. I have added 2 because I found they've been excellently coded. So I use volume, typical volume. I use the Fisher transform to predict key turning points in the market. I use your traditional RSI to be a momentum indicator on top of Fisher to confirm overbought and oversold positions. I am actually working with somebody to develop a RSI or a Fisher of RSI. They sent me one last night. I was playing with it, and actually he just sent me an updated version this morning. It was right before I went on the stream. I haven't had time to play with it, so I'll actually probably spend some time over the weekend messing with that, and then I might be showcasing that, because then I'll be able to. Sometimes what I have done is I've combined my Fisher RSI, as you can see right here. But what I'm looking for is the Fisher algorithm on RSI price action, which I think would be pretty powerful. So right now I do have them split, and I'm just looking for RSI to confirm overbought, oversold positions. But the Fisher gives you better turning signals. The VCI is the volatility channel index, so big shout out to M59 for the volatility channel index, and also for BFXLS. The volatility channel index is a very helpful indicator to let you know, a very good way to trade is to look for periods of low volatility and enter in periods of low volatility. As long as your directional bias is correct, then you're going to be able to capture movements like this. So as you can see right here, we enter into a period where your long-term volatility is blue, indicating low volatility, and your medium-term volatility is blue, indicating low volatility. This is an excellent place to enter, especially if your directional bias is, let's look up the hourly chart right here. So right at that moment in time, you're getting a rejection from the 55 period moving average, giving you a short bias, I would say, and you're able to catch this highly volatile move. And right now, it also is telling you not to get out of the market right now, because you would be trying to buy at a worse price and sell at a worse price. So you just want to wait for a period of low volatility again to exit your position. And then BFXLS is also by M59, and I use that to gauge buys and sells, longs and shorts entering and exiting, and also cumulative nets and shorts on Bitfinex, depending on the asset pair that's being traded. And then volume profile on the left just lets me get volume by price. Actually, this is a lot of indicators, isn't it? But it's really not. It's fairly simple. I look at sentiment, volume, I got my momentum right here and my turning points, and then I've got my average true range, which is just an addition to my volatility here, and my Fibonacci EMAs. All right, pretty simple stuff. It looks complicated. It's not really not. You'll see me reference the same stuff over and over again. I'm looking at my EMAs for a little bit of direction and where price is likely to go. Looking at volume by price for where key support and resistance is. I'm looking at volatility. Again, I'm kind of new at this one, so I'm still playing around with it, but I've added it because I think it's fascinating. Looking at these for good areas to enter on low volatility, and then the Fisher to identify overbought and oversold positions in the market, guys. It's I'll be putting out one-on-one videos on all this stuff. I have one already out on the TD sequential system, and I have one out on the stochastic oscillator. So my next one-on-one video will be on the Fisher transform, and then I'll be making more as I experiment with more Fisher transform indicators. But I found that the one I use works quite beautifully for me. Rico S says, holy shit, dude, I know this is live, but you talk at fast forward speed. I apologize, man. Lots to say, lot to get it out there. Sometimes you just gotta, man, I apologize. Yeah, so many people have said, like, hey, that fast talking guy that I saw linked in the Discord the other day, that fast talking guy on YouTube, that fast talking guy that they were talking about in Twitch. Hey, man, we talk fast, we make money fast, we play fast. Let's see here. All right, so that's it. I did say I would look at Steam real quick, so I will honor that. And that's it, guys. I got to go. My family's beating down the door here. Steam BTC on Binance. Why not? Loop. I don't know what to tell you, man. Looks like shit. I'm not really looking for areas where alts are going to reverse at this point in time. You know why? Because all year long we've been saying buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And what happens every single time? Price just goes lower, guys. There's a lot more pain. There's a lot more pain for these altcoins, guys. I really believe that. I'm not seeing any indication that that price is actually going to reverse. In fact, I see a spike in volume here and a downside. So until I start seeing some powerful closes above some previous levels of resistance. I mean, look, guys, you know, until we get above that 55 period moving average on the daily chart, we're not looking at any kind of like significant movement here. Here, you would have got a nice little spike in volume right here. Where we have the RSI actually do get oversold right here, just barely. Fisher gives you the buy signal on the very next one, so you could have taken that speculative bet. But again, I would not have been in this unless you had some signal from a pump group. I would not have been in this until we closed above our 21 period moving average, maybe our 12 period moving average, because as you can see here, we've gotten consistent rejection from our 21 period average and our 12 period moving average moving down. Now, something that I do like to see when I'm looking for a crossover, as you can see, look here, we break above the 8 period moving average. And then a little bit later, we actually break above the 13 period moving average, get rejection from the 21 period moving average. And then the next time we actually break above the 21 period moving average, in that case, we're only looking for rejection from the 55 period moving average. So unless you had some inside information, it doesn't look like a spot I would have tried to catch a knife from. But I would have speculatively taken this trade when this candle closed. I would have speculatively taken that 10% trade and been quite happy with it right now. So again, I'm just really, you know, again, we have signals and indicators that we use to catch particular volume spikes and movements. Typically, when you see this, when you see a bottom candle like this, you're expecting a more violent movement. But look at the selling pressure. Look at the selling pressure. Looks like people are just getting dumped on. And where do you have trapped buyers? Well, you've got a shitload of trapped buyers right here, guys. A shitload of trapped buyers right here. Look at that big volume spike in buying. They got absolutely dumped on. A big volume spike in buying here. Big volume spike in buying here. And you see the same thing here, here, and here. So you have trapped sellers at these key regions, guys. You have a lot of sellers trapped at this price level right here. And so it's going to be very difficult for price to make it over that. If price is able to make it over that, then I could potentially see us like maybe taking a scalp trade to the 55 period moving average. That's like a 12% trade. Cool, that's fine. Probably not make it up that high, but whatever. There is opportunity there on the table, because then you can just set your stop loss below where you're entering and then move it up to break even as soon as price moves in your favor. But really what I want to see, guys, is on these like higher time frames, I want to see price break above that 55 period moving average. Yeah, here on the hourly chart, it just looks like for some reason people are being coerced into buying and they're just getting dumped on. So this looks like just a continual period of distribution, guys. If you guys don't have significant amount of capital and you don't have your limit orders set up here and you're not somehow enticing people into buying, I mean, this stuff looks like it's getting pumped, honestly. Steam looks like it's getting pumped. And so if you're hearing people shilling Steam right now, I guarantee you, look what's happening to everybody that's buying. They're just getting dumped on, man. So don't be an idiot. Don't buy what crypto Twitter and Telegram is telling you to buy, because all you're doing is providing liquidity to people with large limit sell orders up here. Is VCI and BFX available in public library? Yeah, if you just go to your indicators and just type in M59, his stuff will come up. So the creator is M59 and volatility channel index right there, and Bitfinex longs and shorts V2, the ones that I recommend. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for me today. We've looked, we've got price predictions for XRP USD. I would put that in the, I'm like 30 to 34%, like pretty sure about that. We've got 4 possible scenarios for BTC. I'm very, very, very confident in this, although nothing would make it happier if I can just drink eggnog all day and nothing massive happens. Nothing would make me happy. Sorry, I know the mic was paused, but I was talking to somebody. So nothing would make me happier than if price just moves along in this channel and we don't break down until this morning or tonight when I'm sitting down with a nice coffee and my belly full of turkey to actually take some trades. Pretty confident about what Ethereum's going to do. We already talked about that, looking for a sweep up to these levels and then more movement to the downside. We've looked at Steam and how Steam is currently being pumped right now by pump groups. So don't buy Steam, guys. You're just going to get dumped on. Be smarter than that. And we've talked about Monero. Talked about potential movements of Monero. All right, guys. Plus, as well, gone over data. So let's take a brief pause for the cause and pay some bills, guys. Take your browser, point it on over to crackingcryptocurrency.com is what you want to do. Just head on over to crackingcryptocurrency.com. And big shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube and on Twitch, Periscope, and Mixer. Highly appreciate it, guys. I'm not even looking at the restream chat. I apologize for that. Let me see if I missed anybody talking on Twitch. And if I did, I'm very sorry. Okay, cool. So people watching on Twitch, but no questions asked. Cool with me? Don't mind it. Head your browser on over to, hey, no problem, Yasir. Would love to see you in the Discord, man. Point your browsers on over to crackingcryptocurrency.com, and the most important thing you can do with your life today is click this blue button, join the community. That's going to bring you to our Discord. You can post your TA, you can post your charts, you can talk to professional traders. We are in the voice chat all the time, live day trading. If you guys have questions, opinions, charts, setups that you see, join in there. We'd love to see your support, and we always like helping out new traders, guys. While you're here, if you want to support us and keep us on the air, head on over to the merch store. Scott just added some fantastic stuff, guys. We've got all your hodling needs. If you click Let's Get Cracking, you can see all we've got. We've got beautiful things going on here, guys. Pick up something for your baby for Thanksgiving. For God's sakes, man, she needs to hodl. Buy some BTC for your kids for Christmas and get them that hodl shirt, guys. But make sure that you head on over to page 2.
It's over 9,000.
Oh, Kevin W, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. I appreciate it. Make sure you head on over to the second page and make sure you guys rep our logo, guys. Scott worked hard on this. We do need to change the Ripple, we do need to change the Ripple logo. We have taken that under advisement. I pointed at the Monero one. And we are looking at reducing the size of Litecoin because nobody likes Litecoin right now. And sometimes you got to move with the trends. But I think I'm going to take that Bitcoin logo and I'm just going to blow that baby up real high. And if we could just like take that Ethereum logo and just like move that over, just maybe over like, maybe over here, deletes the button. Yeah. Sorry, guys. But yeah, we really appreciate it, guys. If you want to pick up something, if you are interested in enhancing your trading services, you can see our offers in the Discord. We are having we still have our sale open on this. So these are our regular prices, but right now, like 1 month, for example, is $49.99. 3 months is I'm going to kill myself. $99 for a 3-month subscription. Right now, our lifetime is $7.99. And you can look on the Discord for the other updated prices, guys. But you get access to all this fantastic stuff. You get access to me. You get access to me. One-on-one mentorship with me. You get access to the VIP premium chat where you can see all the traders that are in the premium group posting their trade ideas and setups. And you also get a live feed to our trades and setups that we are taking, along with charts, trade justifications, stop losses, and target prices, and risk management as well, guys. If you have any questions, as always, you can reach us at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com. or fill out the form right here to get a hold of us, guys. Please leave any comments, questions, concerns, Sarcastic remarks, death threats in the comment section down below. If you actually look, I do respond to all comments on YouTube. I do respond to all messages on Twitch. And I always respond to all my DMs in Discord, guys. Just keep in mind it's the holidays, and I can't answer them all immediately. I will do my best, guys. But reach out, and above all, guys, just hop in the Discord, guys, because it helps you if you're in a community of people that know what they're talking about, are taking the space seriously, and know how to trade or know how to invest. Not everybody is in there right, and everybody has a difference of opinion, but it's by working together that we grow. And that's why we started doing the voice chat thing, guys. Live day trading, live BTC day trading, where you're actually in there and you can ask your questions and get advice. I mean, we're watching the charts all day long. This is what we do, man. All right, cool. Thank you so much for everybody. Shout out to Your Crypto Daily News. Shout out to MMO Coin, guys. Shout out to X42, supporters of the show. As always, guys, go check them out. That's going to be all for me. Sorry, Black Friday sale on the merch. Let's see here. Black Friday sale, current Black Friday scale on the premium subscription service. And I think that's all I got to plug. Sorry, I know I got to make a list of all the stuff I got to talk about at the end of the show. Otherwise, Scott throws stuff at me. But it's just so much. It's getting so much too. Initial D, hey man, thank you for joining the stream. You say you can't understand anything and feel so stupid here. Hey man, we all started somewhere, man. The fact that you're here and looking to learn is a positive sign. Join the Discord, man. We break this down fairly simply. Go check out our Trading Crypto 101 videos. I highly recommend Bitcoin Trading Challenge is a good resource for new traders, and I'll be coming out with new Trading Crypto 101 videos. What's the Discord channel ID? Scott, if you just want to go ahead and drop that in the Discord, I'd appreciate that, or maybe I can beat you to it. Otherwise, Initial D, if you head on over to cryptocurrency.com is the link I just dropped in the chat, and right on the home page is the link to the Discord right here. Right here, man. Here's the link to the Discord right here. If you just go to cryptocurrency.com and click this button, it'll take you right to our Discord. And yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, it's let me actually see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Copy link address. There you go. I just posted it in the chat, my friend. I think that's right. Doesn't seem like it is, though. It's also, you can do this. Lots of ways to get to it, man. Scott, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, man, we'd be pleased to help you out, man. Learning always starts somewhere. And the fact that you're here it means that your head's in the right place, guys. So just avoid the noise, get into a community of people that know what they're talking about. And above all, guys, enjoy Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy your turkey day out there today, guys. Make sure you guys eat, drink, be merry, and be fat. We've had some fantastic shorts, guys. Set your stop losses, enjoy the day, go out and smell the snow, most likely, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere like I am. And just enjoy the family, enjoy the good things that have happened to you this year. And don't let the depression of the bear market get you down, guys. There are bright, beautiful days ahead. We might have an extended bear market for a while, guys. But again, after the darkness comes the light. All right. So just calm down. Don't do anything stupid. We're gonna make this. We're all in this together, guys. All right. That's all for me, guys. You know what time it is. Play that outro. You guys have a wonderful day. Peace out.